Well, you know the thing about the best laid plans of mice and men, right? We had high hopes, great plans for this week. It's the last week of July. We finally reached the point with a box truck where we're pretty much done all the stuff we're worried about, and we kind of want to get out and use it and then decide if there's anything else we want to do. We know there's lots of finished detail things to get to, but we just wanted to get out and go camping, and it's been hot, and we said, we're going up to the mountains. We're taking this week. It's Monday as I'm recording this. We're taking this week. We're getting out of town. So we're literally cleaning up the last few things in the truck, putting away some tools I've been using, working on stuff and whatnot. And I get a call about a job. So it's Matt from Matt's Off-Road say, we got a call. And it's good because the inspection business has been slow because real estate has been slow. And our work is mostly tied to real estate transactions, not exclusively, but that's the bulk of it. And so for example, the last 30 days, we had 5 real estate transactions in our home county here in Wyoming. That's a very big county, not a huge population, but very big. But 3 years ago, when things were already slowing down, we were doing 50 to 60 transactions a month. We're down to 5. So we got a 90% plus decline over normal real estate transactions. And that means there's just not a lot going on for inspections because people aren't buying houses. So we still decided to get away this week, even though we got to work Wednesday now. We decided we're getting away and we're taking off. We're just doing a day trip at least. And we got to be back by tomorrow evening so we can work on Wednesday. I also just got word from my mother that apparently my oldest granddaughters are having a bake sale Wednesday morning. I have no details about that, but obviously we don't want to miss that. So we just found that we've been out exploring, had the drone up, getting some pictures of wildflowers and cool stuff. And we just stopped at a nice overlook spot here in the Bighorn Mountains. It's nice and cool up here. It's only mid-60s, even though it's like in the 90s, been in the 90s down in the valley. And we're going to stop and have a picnic. Now, we did a video a few years ago about the death of picnicking, how nobody goes picnicking anymore. Yeah, easy for me to say. Anyway, I'm so hungry I can't even talk, okay? The death of picnicking, nobody goes picnicking anymore. We do. I guess we're old school. So we're going to have our little picnic here. We had it delivered by drone from Amazon. All right, I'm kidding. We stopped at the grocery store to grab a few picnic things when we knew we weren't coming camping. Didn't want to have to cook. Melanie threw it all in a box, and we wrapped it in one of those thermal emergency blankets in the back. So it's cold. It's still nice and cool. So we're going to have a drink and a snack, and we're going to go explore some more, see what we can find, and we'll continue filming and sharing with you. And maybe next week we'll be out camping in the box truck. But at least for this week, we're at least getting one day out in the Bighorn Mountains, which is always a good day when you go to the Bighorn Mountains. And then from then, we'll hopefully do something later in the week if all goes well. But then we'll try next week again to get out and do some camping.
Buddy, and briefly.
All right, here's the point. We got enough for lunch, and we've got enough to share with a bear. Let's hope we don't have to share with a bear, but if it comes down to it, I didn't even remember to bring bear spray because that's in the truck. It was getting all ready to go, so we're a little bit going minimalist today. But I did, there we go. I did bring along the drone, and I brought along our Opez power station, and we brought along our Starlink, so if we need to, we can get online and we can do anything we need to do, because that was all in the truck ready to go too. I did remember to grab that at least. But now it's picnic time. We're just up cruising, found a new road. I don't know. I was thinking it was a day use area and picnic area that I've been looking for. I thought we found it. Apparently it's not. It's something different. But there is a creek here, so we're going to check it out. There's no camping out here, so it is day use only. But very pretty, very scenic. We would totally have stopped here for lunch if we'd found it. Oh, and it's lovely little creek down here. And I still am nervous about getting too far off in the brush here because we are in bear country and we are in moose country, and things can go bad if we get wandering around in the brush. But it's kind of safer to stick to the open areas. It looks like this clump right here, the soil and the vegetation, used to belong right here. I guess during a spring high water event, that broke away and ended up over there. Which makes me wonder how stable the ground is where I'm standing. Maybe I shouldn't be standing here. Hey, Melanie will rescue me if I fall in, I'm sure. When she's done with her pictures over there. So we're just cruising down this little forest road that for the most part isn't in too bad a shape. There's a little bit of a sketchy spot, like some sketchy spots like this one right here, but brought it up pretty good, but for the most part not too bad. And I look down at the dash and realize we're not only cruising through this really cool forest road, we're doing it basically for free because we're running on electric right now. We're driving the Prius and we're only going like 5 miles an hour right now. We're going like 10 or 11, but we're running on EV. We're running on electric. We're not even burning gas. We're out enjoying this amazing scenery up here in the Bighorn Mountains in north central Wyoming. So we were just driving down this pretty much deserted road. Lovely scenery. And I came across this closed road off to the side that's closed to motor vehicles but open to hiking, cross-country skiing, horseback riding, and mountain biking. So we found a wide spot in the road. We kind of get off there and we're just going to go explore, see what's up here because we're curious. And it looks like there's probably going to be a great view from up on this ridge. I just love the high country, the views up here in the high country in the Bighorn Mountains. We're up over 9,000 feet now. I think probably somewhere right over here, not too far. I'm not exactly sure on the direction. I could be off, but we're not too far from Powder River Pass, which is just shy of 10,000 feet. But the views up here are just incredible. And in the Bighorns, we get up high, you get a lot of rocky stuff. We also get these parks, they call them up here, with these meadows in the mountains. And there's a lot of these up here. And it's really cool. You do see wildlife because of that. And you also can sometimes find places to camp where you actually can have solar and Starlink if, you know, you're like me and you're trying to work while you're traveling. Totally amazing scenery, though. I just love this. And as far as I can recall, it's the first time I've actually been on this road. I could be wrong. I might have been up here once years ago and just don't remember. And we're still not sure where it goes. We're parked just over the hill here. Down the other side, there's the road. That's where we're parked, on the side of that road. And the road continues on this way, and I'm not sure where it goes after that. It crosses a creek up there. It may not go much further. Well, we do not have our paper map with us. It's in the truck. I keep saying we're not well prepared today, but we were prepared. We had all the stuff in the truck. We just ended up doing a day trip in the car, and so we've forgotten a lot of stuff in the truck that we would have normally had, like bear spray for wandering around at bear areas, and a paper map of the Bighorns so we could look up where the heck we're at without having to. I mean, we can turn the Starlink on and put it on the roof, and then we'll, you know, be able to figure out where we are. But you can use Onyx, but I don't have maps downloaded ahead of time, so we didn't plan for this because it was just a little day trip to get out of town, since we had to reschedule everything because, you know, adulting when you got to like pause your plans because work. But thoroughly enjoyable scenery just the same. So I just remembered what this little trail reminds me of, and that's a spot up by a fire tower, also off of Highway 16, the Cloud Peak Scenic Byway. Further along, closer to the other side, the western side of the Bighorns, before you start down the hill, really. And we were up there in that area somewhere last year in the early summer. We did some hiking, and the wildflowers were just epic. They were everywhere. We did a video about that as well. That I just remembered that's what this is reminding me of, but I don't think I know I've never hiked out here. I don't think I've even driven this road, but I've definitely never hiked out here. But it's bringing back memories because it looked a lot like that. The scenery is similar because we're up, you know, same elevation, and the sage smells amazing. All the sagebrush out here, and when you get over towards the forest, the pine forests smell amazing too. So really nice, really quiet, very peaceful.
Look at pine tree trying to get on.
Oh, Melanie just noticed there's a pine tree trying to fight his way through the sagebrush here. Little baby one. My granddaughters may be able to come back and enjoy some shade from that tree someday in like 50 years. Well, somebody's been here. We're not sure who, but somebody's been here. And it's not super fresh, but not super old either. But I don't see anybody yet. Any critters. We're making our way back out. This trail goes quite a ways over that, see that little copse of trees on the ridge back there? It goes up past there by the looks of it. And we realized it's after 5 o'clock. So we probably ought to start making our way back to the car, start thinking about getting out of here. Fortunately, it doesn't get dark till 9 or 9:30 these days. Although it's often a little earlier up here in the mountains because the sun drops behind the peaks a little earlier than it does if you're in the valleys. But anyways, we just realized coming in and now going back out again, hiking up over this ridge. It's not that steep of a ridge or not that long of a climb, but when you're used to being in the valleys and you get up here to almost 10,000 feet and go for a hike, the air is a little bit thinner. So we're going to make our way back to the car. We're going to explore just a little bit more of this road to see if we reach its terminus or if it connects to the road or whatever. Yes, we could get the Starlink out, but who wants to do that? There's no fun in that. We want to just adventure and see. But pretty quick, if the road doesn't either end or connect with some other road we can loop around on, we're going to turn around when we find a wide spot where we can do that with a Prius. A lot easier to do it with a Prius than with a box truck or a cargo van. And we'll head our way back towards town. I think we're probably a good 30 or 40 miles at least from Buffalo. And that's all mountain. So it'll take longer than that in minutes because we're not going to be averaging 60. And although some people do try and race through these mountains, and they make the news multiple times a year, because usually on the downside, because they burn out their brakes and end up in a bad situation. Let's go get back to the car and see what happens with this road. I'm not sure, but what if we maybe found the end of the road? There's the stream, and there's a culvert, but looks like it was a road once upon a time, and they took out the road. There's just the culvert, and then there's like a turnaround here. Does this continue on? I don't know. Well, maybe it does continue on, but it's deteriorating. So we might call this quits here because we do have a long ride still to get back. We'll have to come back on this road and explore some more in the future. There were some camping spots too along the road, although most of them were in the trees, which I realize for some people is a good thing. But so I don't know where that goes. We'll have to come back again. We got the Prius, which isn't maybe the greatest vehicle when the road starts getting rough, and it's starting to get rough, and I don't want to rip something off the bottom of it. So I think we may stop and get a quick look at this creek here, but other than that, I think we're gonna start making our way back towards town. Yeah, there's a creek. We'll stop and see the water. Who doesn't want to see that? You got a little dam here. I don't guess that's made by a beaver though. Looks like that might have been something with 2 hands that did that one. This little pool back here. That's almost tempting to hop in for a little dip.
Oh, look at that. Let's try and with it.
Water spray up here. It's like the pipe is kind of rusted out when the water is getting under it and springing back out again. Wow, I've never seen that on a culvert before. That's really wild. Falling down the gate here does have a sign on it, apparently telling us that the road's closed. I can't really read it because it's upside down, but yeah, nice little stream meandering through this meadow though. This whole culvert's seen better days. Looks like it's sunk quite a bit on the other end. Cold.
I do them both.
Not too bad. King of the mountain, you know. If I can get off without falling down. So a little skirt, that's going to be another question. I made it. We made it to the mountains, had a great time exploring up there. We would love to have been camping like we wanted to do, but that's all right. We'll, we had a good day in the mountains. We'll go make some money this weekend. We'll come back out again. We did not have the camera rolling when I just nearly destroyed the Prius and got us high-centered on a big old boulder. There's this little remote forest road we've never been down before, and Melanie thought we should check it out. She also thought we should turn around within the first 50 yards, and I said, hey, it looks like it gets better after this little spot. And it did for a few yards. And then it got worse. But we're on a steep downhill, and if you've tried to back pretty much any vehicle uphill, You know that most of them don't like to go back uphill. And the hybrids, at least this hybrid, especially does not like to go back up steep hills. And we'd already navigated through a boulder field and some really high rut with grass in it. So I was a little bit apprehensive with trying to back out. And the road was 1 lane wide in a Prius. We could not have got our box truck down there. It was so narrow. So we'll just find a place to turn around. I think we're good. And that lasted till we had to do a crossover over the hump because of the way, you had to be on one side and then we had to get on the other side and there were boulders. And I thought I planned it right, and well, this thing's longer than you might think it is. And that's the best I can give you because we didn't have the camera rolling, but you'd be shuddering if you did. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. But we didn't get stuck, and we, a little bit further, found a place we could turn around, barely. And we could turn around and made it back out. So we're coming back into Buffalo now, and we're going to make a quick stop outside of Buffalo, out in the country, over there somewhere, at our favorite roadside meat stand, because we got a bit of cash on us. So we might as well grab some meat while we're here, and we'll have some meat ready for our next camping trip, too. So come along, we'll go get some meat at a roadside stand. Really good meat, cheaper than you could buy it at Walmart. So it's a win anytime we're over here. And we didn't break the car, so we'll buy some beef to celebrate. Got wildlife hanging out at the ranger's office here. Well, they're closed. We're just swinging through to see if they have any maps outside. It's 20 minutes till 7, so almost 7, 18 minutes till 7. So they're closed. But, Melanie's going to see if we can find a map here. And I said, but we got one in the truck. We just didn't bring it with us. And she pointed out that with us being us, it would be a real good idea to have a map in each vehicle. And then if we don't have cell signal, or we don't bring the Starlink, or we don't feel like turning it on, we at least can get the Jimungo map that's like the size of the Prius, and maybe figure out where we're at and if the road is supposed to go out or not. Caveat with these Forest Service and BLM maps, they update them like once every lifetime. I've had maps that are 8 and 10 years old, and that's the current version. And you sometimes get out on a road, for example, driving a cargo van hauling a trailer down a road that the map promises you goes through and there's camping on, and the road's closed. It dead ends, and you have to back your trailer out of there. So there is some caveats with it, but it could be better than nothing when we don't have cell signal, which is the entire Bighorn Mountains pretty much. And so we're going to have one in each car now, if they have any. And we'll see if we have any more. I see the deer. The deer's out in the field out here. You probably can't see it on this wide-angle lens, but right out there, there's a deer in the field. That's the one I think that's the one that you ran out here, but anyway.
There's a pond.
So Melanie, and there's a pond out there, so that's why they're hanging on picnic tables. So Melanie's going to get a map, and then we're going to go find our roadside beef. Guess not. We're going to go try the other building. This is one of those interagency, I think they call it, sites, campuses, where they have a Forest Service office and a BLM office. That might have been the BLM we stopped at and didn't realize it. So we'll cut over here to the Forest Service one and see if they got anything helpful for us.
And they would have different maps.
Oh, no overnight parking at the Forest Service.
See if there's maps over there.
And this is the Powder River Ranger District with the Bighorn National Forest. But they do have some maps and stuff on the kiosk. Hopefully they have some maps we can take with us. She's still searching. It seems like it used to be they all had maps out, and nowadays a lot of them don't have maps out still. So you have to get here during office hours. No. It's all locked up and apparently no map. So I guess we just have to remember to bring our map or download offline maps for Onyx or Gaia, whatever you're using. I have Onyx right now. I used to use Gaia. And then, or we turn on the Starlink. I'm going to lodge a complaint, man. They work for us. They should be having maps and stuff. Where's the customer service?
These people close at 4:30.
They close at 4:30. That's like banker's hours, man. All right, we're going to find some roadside meat, hopefully. We'll be back at you. We have arrived at our roadside meat stand. We'll go see what they got today. It's a little hit and miss sometimes, depending how well it's picked over as far as what's there, but they always got something good. Oops, there we go. We'll get out of the sun so you can see something.
Going up.
Oh, apparently you can Venmo them now. No kidding. Yeah, inflation looks like they're up to $6 a pound now for ground beef. It used to be $5, which is solidly less than Walmart. But for the quality of the meat, if you buy Walmart's top tier shelf, it's more than $6 too. And this is still better than Walmart's best stuff. So we'll go see what they got. Oh, I'm a little stiff. We've been riding for a while today. There you go. You can even Venmo them if you don't have cash. But we do have some cash because I'm in the habit of carrying cash for our resale business shopping. And look, you can even get shopping bags. I don't know how much the bags are, but yeah. Honor store prices. There you go. We've showed this before, but the meat did change, so here's what you get these days. And got a cash box. Ground beef. So that's $6, and that's for 1.11 pounds. So that's not bad.
Short ribs, huh?
What I got there? Beef short ribs. All right, this is a painful decision, but we'll be back with you later. And, you know, we'll happily pay here, and it beats the other kind of roadside meat you can get. All right, now this one cracks me up. Caught up to price change 2 weeks back, and they added an extra $2 for their order. The best in the whole state. Hello from Germany. Thank you from New Jersey. And then from Isaiah 43, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. And we can't leave him a note today because the board's full. But Melanie did last time we were here. She left him a note.
Yeah. I said thank you.
Of our eBay boxes, shipping boxes here, and we'll repack our Amazon drone delivery box with some extra cold stuff here to help keep our cold cuts cold till they get back into our fridge. These things, they're amazing. They really do work. All right, coming back through Buffalo here. Time for a quick bathroom break. This is our kind of our favorite stop over here. Used to be a Maverick. Maverick's my favorite store, as you guys know. And this is a Miller's Travel Center now, but it used to be Maverick. So we stop here and, you know, you can have a little picnic right here on the grounds, you know. We've done that more than once. This car over here has Washington plates on it, and it's been here for forever. And last time we were here, it had a sticker on it about it was going to get towed if it was still here, but it's still here. So I don't know. It's a mystery, and I don't see the sticker anymore.